What is up, you guys? I decided to come on here and make a video of how I personally make my dragons in Dragon's Life. So I can do a little tour here of all my skins real quick, and nobody's gonna leave me alone there, so I'm gonna go out here. This is my main skin. She needs some work, definitely, but I get complimented a lot on my style of skin, and I decided that maybe I would give you guys some insight on how I personally do it in case you guys want to make a skin like this or like the other ones that I will show right now. So here's the first one. Get a little spin. Here is my other skin that I actually pretty recently made. I think this one's beautiful. I love this one so much. I'm so happy with how it turned out. We just spin around, and I don't typically use the European wings, but I decided to for this one, and I'm kind of glad that it looks the way it does, and I think I'm going to use it more often. But here's the wings, sides of the body, very nice. And here's the final one. Well, this is not my final one, but the rest of my OCs are more for other purposes, and they do not really match with my typical style. This is my other one. This is definitely a kind of skin that is not for everybody, because I often get told that it looks like a painter threw up on a canvas or something. But I like it. I think it's gorgeous. Here's the wings. Very cute. So I personally do not come up with all the colors that I use by myself. I use a color generator that is this one. I think it's Coolers. I don't really know how it's pronounced, but I use this one. It is on iOS. I'm not sure about Android. I will put the link to the website in the description in case you guys don't have access to it. But here it is. Oh, I really like this palette right off the bat. You just basically generate to your heart's content, find one that you like, and use it. Alright? I think I like this one. So I'm going to open it in the generator. And here you go. In Dragon's Life, you cannot use the hex codes, but you can use the RGB, whatever. You can use that and get those colors. Yeah, RGB. So see here, red 48, green 36, blue 34, easy work. I don't leave it in the app, obviously, because I actually make my skins on my iPad. So what I usually do is I screenshot this palette and I send it to another device that has an app where you can access the colors in a similar way. Like, I personally take it and I add it to Procreate, and then from there I eyedrop it and find the RGB scale, which is a little bit inconvenient, I'll admit, if you don't have another device, but like, it is absolutely the easiest method rather than switching back and forth. Also, if you really wanted to, get a piece of paper, write these colors down, write a little note about what color they are, and there you go. So now that I have this palette, I'm going to now forward it to my phone. Alright, the colors have been forwarded to my phone, so now I'm going to go get those. You can't see my phone right now, but I'm currently putting the colors into Procreate Pocket. I'm inserting them as a photo, and I'm going to eyedrop from there and use these colors to make a dragon. So now I will get on and I'll get to the editor, and then I'll be back with you guys. I don't know if people do this very often, but I find it very easy. You go to your element, turn to black. Now your tail is a little bit less obstructed by the bright lights. It's a little bit easier to see. It's not the easiest, but I don't know. It makes it a little bit easier for me personally. I'm not sure about you guys. Might help. Give it a try. So now, as you can see on the left side of the screen, I have this circle. I'm sure that a lot of you guys do use this if you're good at making skins and whatnot. So I will go on my Procreate right now, and I will look at this RGB scale. First color, 48, 36, 34. So now, boom, I have the first color of my palette, and I can put it wherever I desire. I try to honestly just like put it in the most random places. I'll just put it wherever my heart desires. Another thing that I find to be pretty easy is if you go here, scroll all the way down, and turn your wings off, then you can get a better view of the body, all that stuff, less obstructed by the wings, needless to say. So I'm gonna fill some of these colors in here, put the muzzle there, I personally keep my skins very random, so the face will not be symmetrical in my case, but it is very easy to make yours symmetrical if you do please. So I'm gonna go and I'm gonna color this guy up. Alright, second color. Third, wait, wrong one. Sorry, bear with me. 62, 48, 45. Alright. Again, random locations. I just put it wherever I feel is best. Alright, next color. 142, 118, 103. Not E, close. Alright, but I'm gonna randomize this bad boy up a little bit more. Alright, next color, 99, 114, 1. Okay, another color, 156, 157, 160. My palette is actually white, so white is fairly easy to remember. It's just 255. That is the brightest white you can get on this particular color palette. Alright, as you can see, I've used all the colors, but I still have some gray spots. In this case, pretty easy. Just go in and add in colors that you already have. I drop them and put them in where you need them. As I'm done with all that now, I'm going to show you guys how I accessorize my dragons. So, did all this, turn your brush off. I recommend staying in the all section. I mean, you can go in the other sections if you want to be specific, but I think it's a little bit harder to do that. Oh, alright. I always get the small ears. I think that they make it look very nice. I think they pull everything together. Do this. Go. Fabulous. I leave the horns personally until the end, because I like to, here, perfect example, I like to do the face before I do the horns, because I find it's a lot easier. I don't typically add any fur until the very end for the exact same reason that I do not add horns. They definitely obstruct what is below them and make it a little bit harder to color. And personally, I always end up missing spots if I do that, so I think it's easier to just wait till the end to do all that. I'm looking for horns. Here we go. These horns are different than the other ones. I always go for the tall wonders, but I think today maybe I'll spice it up a little bit. Don't want to be a boring Betty. Those are cute. I like those. I've always been a fan of the way these look. But so these have been catching my eye a little bit lately too. I've been wanting to use these. I'll use the curved horns. Alright. I always add these leg markings. I'm very glad they added these to the game. I think they look fabulous. They really pull everything together. Just those extra spots. And I also would like to add all this. I love these. I never stop using these. I use them for every dragon. They make it fabulous. Alright. Fix the body up here. Let's see what else we got. I'm gonna add, obviously I add my futuristic stuff. I don't think I ever avoid that. Time to do the same for all of these. Alright, looking good. Now I'm going to go in and I'm gonna add all the face stuff that I like to add. I personally always use the, oh god, where is it? Making a fool out of me. There we go. These chin spikes. I double up on them. I think it looks good like that. Looks pretty cool. I often add these. I don't think there's one time I actually haven't added these, so if I said often, I'd be lying. So there they are. I think the head spikes will look good on this guy, so I think I'm gonna do that. Looking good. I don't know if I made these horns white already. Yeah, I did. Well, they're staying white. Okay, now I'm gonna add my tail. My fluffy tip. I always add the fluffy tip. So cute. Love to see it. Here I'm gonna add the fur on the chest. Where is the fur for the face? Somewhere in here. There we go. I usually put belts on these. I love the way the belts look on dragons. There she is. Fabulous. Now I'm going to color this fur and these feathers up here. Alright. Favorite time. I have been wanting to try these, but I don't think they're going to fit this dragon very well, so I'm not gonna. I think I'll go for my usual here. Time to paint these bad boys. Again, random. The more random, the better. For me, at least. I'm not sure about for you guys. I like an asymmetrical look. Alright, there we go. Now for the finishing touches, I go in and I add the hair, which I'm looking for right now. Bear with me again. There we go. I use the messy and the struck. I love the way they look on dragons, and I'm going to be proving that again today. I don't think those are the best colors, but I'm not really sure what would be a better option. Whatever. I'll deal with it. There's that. See? I think that white looks better. There's that. Forgot to color the insides of the legs here. So let me do that real quickly. There we go. Done. Just gotta add the horns. I love these two. Well, these three, I guess. Long curves, moose, and deer antlers. Go to. Love them. Always use these. Picking these colors is also very difficult for me because I don't know which ones look best, but I think that will do it for me. Forgot to change my element. This will go good because it goes good with that one color. I did not edit the mouth, but I didn't feel the need to for this dragon. There's that. There we go. It looks good. Alright guys, that was the tutorial. Hope you guys liked it. Hopefully you guys try that. If you do try it, send it to me on Discord. If you have me on Discord, obviously, but if not, I know that it looks good. So, well, obviously if you follow my tutorial, it's good because I'm so great and fabulous. Alright, have a good night, you guys.